So we're here in this dark room with Dax from Rocksteady. People are getting their hands on Batman Arkham City. Scary or exciting?
It's pretty sort of both, you know. We're here in the Batcave. It feels like it's very intense, a lot of excitement, a lot of energy. But the most important thing for us is finally we're giving the controller to somebody else. You know, that's what E3 is all about, having the kahunas to say, look, we've been working on this for a long time. Here's your opportunity to tell us what you think.
You really have a huge presence here at the floor, and almost the whole Warner booth is Batman. Is the pressure on?
Well, it's great to have the support, you know. DC Comics and Warner Brothers have just been so brilliant with the support that they've given us at Rocksteady. We know that between the three of us, we've got everything we need to make an amazing game, and that's really what we're setting out to do. So, yeah, we feel the pressure, but no one puts more pressure on us than we do. We know after Arkham Asylum, Arkham City has just got to be an amazing game, and the way that people are responding to it, I think we're looking good.
People are all lining up around the booth here outside, but can you tell us exactly what are people experiencing here at E3?
Well, the hands-on that we're offering up here at E3 is really the opportunity to play as Batman in the open streets of Gotham City. We've got a couple of missions involving either tracking down Riddler and solving one of his challenges, or going and saving Catwoman from Two-Face. So the Two-Face Catwoman component is one of the core narrative path objectives that you have within the game very early on, and the Riddler is really an example of what happens if you kind of take a bit of a time to explore Arkham City and try and take on Riddler at his own game.
Is it something to illustrate the changes made between the first game and the second game?
Yeah, I mean, the changes are everywhere. The intense atmosphere of Arkham Asylum, we've really stepped that up and taken that out into the street. So the game is much bigger. It's 5 times bigger than Arkham Island was, but we still wanted to get that same intense atmosphere, that same feeling of, you know, you've got to be in about a dozen places all at once, because there's all of this crazy stuff going on in Arkham City. As Batman, you need to take care of that and bring justice.
You touched a little bit before we started filming here on the sort of subtle changes that are happening now in this phase of development. Can you tell us a little bit what's been going on lately and what you're trying to polish on now?
Yeah, I mean, between now and October, we know the game's finished. We know that we're not adding anything else. We're just making it perfect. That polish phase is really, really key. That's the difference between a good game and a great game. So everyone at Rocksteady is still working just as hard as they ever have. But right now, it's just working on optimizations, working on bug fixing, but most of all, making sure the final experience for the user is absolutely perfectly polished.
Yeah, because in this industry, when a game gets delayed close to release, like Arkham Asylum did, it's usually a bad sign. You know, the game is not complete. It's broken in some way. They just had to fix it. But in your when it came to you guys, you just had a little bit more time to polish it to sort of reach its full potential.
Yeah, I think the delay for Arkham Asylum was a bit of a blessing in disguise. It gave us that opportunity to deliver a perfectly polished game. But now that's set the expectation, and as a studio, that's our reputation, and we know that we absolutely have to deliver that kind of quality. And that's a brilliant challenge to have. We know exactly what we need to hit. It's just the hard work to get there. That's all we've got to do, is just work incredibly hard, and we know we're going to deliver a game that's going to blow gamers away.
You recently announced another character to add to the roster. Could you tell us a little bit about that?
Yep. Here at E3, it was just such a thrill to announce that Catwoman is a playable character within Arkham City. And we've been working on this for so many years, and I was absolutely sure that someone was going to find out about it. But finally to get here and say, hey, look, this is what we've been doing. What do you guys think? It's a great feeling. So Catwoman really brings a change of pace in gameplay options for players, because playing as Batman, you're always doing the right thing. You've got this very rigid moral code, and you're always delivering justice and righting wrongs. In Catwoman's case, you know, she's a naughty little thief. She's up to her own thing. She's got her own agenda. So when you play as Catwoman, you get to really see a darker side of Arkham City. She can go places that Batman can't, and players are really going to experience, you know, a totally different perspective than you get when playing as Batman.
And how do you sort of structure that? Is it like a side thing on the side, or is it part of the main experience, or how do you structure it?
Catwoman has really been designed as part of the core narrative experience. You know, right from the beginning we knew she's a big character, she's a great character, and so you change control from Batman to Catwoman and back again throughout the game at specific points. So when you sign up to play as Batman and, you know, you're making your way through Arkham City, you'll hit a point where the game is now going to show you what that situation is like from Catwoman's perspective, and then that switch will happen. And
another great phase from Batman's universe, of course, is the Penguin that you're bringing into the game as well.
Yeah. Same thing, man. I think our interpretation of the Penguin is really surprising a lot of people. You know, he's a really nasty piece of work in Arkham City, and what gamers are going to find going up against Penguin and his gang is that they bring firepower, they bring organization, they bring tactics that Joker's gang and Two-Face's gang don't have. Because Penguin is all about collection. He collects stuff, and in this museum of his, he's got this huge collection of military-grade hardware. So when playing as Batman or as Catwoman, you come up against a load of Penguin thugs, you know they're going to be packing heat.
You touched a little bit on what Catwoman brings to the experience. Are you scared maybe that players will be like, oh, man, I wanted to play like Batman throughout the campaign? You know, it's always the case when you switch between different characters that maybe people enjoy one character more than the other. So how much freedom will you have to sort of choose that I want to play mostly as Batman or mostly as Catwoman?
Well, Catwoman accounts for about 10% of the entire gameplay time. So, you know, this is still a Batman game. She's more than a cameo, but Batman is still the main experience. He's the main star. She's like a special guest star. You know, players don't want to play as Catwoman. I mean, I'm never going to understand that. You know, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Maybe they played that old EA game.
And perhaps, who knows? She's brilliant. We put a load of work into her. Like I said, she provides a lovely change of pace. I reckon gamers are just going to want to really take her on and take her on in the challenge maps as well, playing her in the challenge maps, honing their skills, honing her stealth abilities. It's awesome, man. It's just awesome. You know, Batman Arkham City is coming out this October on Xbox 360, PS3, and PC. We can't wait. I really hope that, that gamers out there in Batman